Can you believe that a boy, not even 16 years old, managed to astonish the greatest mathematicians of his time? And just a few years later, he created a machine that could calculate for humans? But then, at the peak of his intellect, he walked away from science to search for a greater question. What is the meaning of life? This is the story of Blaise Pascal, a genius who touched both science and the human soul. Blaise Pascal was born in 1623 in Clermont-Ferrand, France. His mother passed away when he was very young. His father, Etienne, a mathematician, became the greatest influence in his life. Etienne decided to educate his son himself. No schools, no traditional textbooks, only curiosity and intellect. At first, Pascal's father even forbade him from studying mathematics, fearing it would overwhelm him. But that only made Pascal more curious. One day, the young Pascal began drawing circles on the floor and started discovering geometry all on his own. At just 16 years old, Blaise Pascal produced an astonishing work. Pascal's Theorem, a result in projective geometry. Imagine that, a teenager thinking at the level of masters. From that moment on, Pascal was a phenomenon. Life is not just theory. Pascal's father worked as a tax collector and had to perform endless calculations. Numbers, long, exhausting sums. Pascal saw the burden and wondered, if humans must do this every day, why can't a machine do it instead? After years of experimentation, he created the Pascaline, a mechanical device capable of addition and subtraction, an invention far ahead of its time. One of the earliest steps toward the modern computer. One day, Pascal received a question about gambling, a simple problem that opened the door to an entirely new field. He began exchanging letters with Pierre de Fermat, two brilliant minds laying the foundation of probability theory. From that moment, humans could predict risk, analyze data, and understand randomness. One of the most famous tools, Pascal's triangle, appears everywhere: probability, combinatorics, and computer science. Pascal was not only a mathematician, he was also an experimental scientist. He studied pressure and demonstrated that air has weight. A vacuum can exist. Ideas that challenged long-standing beliefs of his time. He also discovered pressure in a fluid is transmitted equally in all directions. Today we call this Pascal's law. In 1654, something changed. A carriage accident nearly took his life. But what mattered more was what came after. Pascal experienced a profound spiritual awakening, a single night he would later call the Night of Fire. From that moment on, everything changed. He slowly withdrew from science and began searching for something deeper. Pascal began writing about humanity, about fear, about emptiness, and about belief. He believed that humans are both great and fragile. He once wrote, "Man is but a reed, the weakest in nature, but a thinking reed." A sentence that echoed through the history of philosophy. One of his most famous ideas, Pascal's wager: if you believe in God, and God exists, you gain everything. If he does not, you lose very little. A line of reasoning where logic meets faith. Blaise Pascal passed away at just 39 years old, a short life, but a lasting impact across centuries. He didn't just change mathematics, he changed how we think about existence itself. A genius who conquered numbers, but ultimately searched for the meaning of existence. Perhaps the greatest question is not how intelligent we are, but what we are living for. If you found this story meaningful, don't forget to like and subscribe to explore more stories of the greatest minds in history.